Professor keeps saying something over and over and over, chances are he wants you to know that part. And welcome back to the Angry Teacher channel. I am Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher. If it's your first time here, you know I welcome you. Peruse the channel, check out the playlist, hang out a little bit, watch the videos, because there's something for everyone pertaining to education. With that said, thanks for coming by. If you've been here before, you know I love y'all. You guys are what's driving the brand. You guys are what's driving this channel. I appreciate you. Tell someone, share with a friend so we can grow this community. Let's get into the video. Now, even though this video is for, maybe high school students, college students, it's also for or parents. It's also for the teachers. And it's also for the parents to tell your students, your kids, how to study for an open book exam, because it's been known that these take-home exams, open book exams, open binder exams are seemingly harder than the regular ones, the in-class ones, because the professor expects you to have all your resources available since you're at home, since you're not in front of them, since you have a little bit more time sometimes. You're expected to do a lot more or to get a better score, but for some reason they seem harder. But let's check out how we can maximize the time we spend and how we approach open book exams. Check it out. Number one, read the chapters ahead of time, or prepare what the sections that you have to cover ahead of time. With that said, your professor will have given you a syllabus so you know exactly what's going to be on the exam, or at least an idea of what's going to happen on the exam. So kind of peruse the chapters, go over them. I'm assuming the professor did too when they were teaching. So just revisit those and read ahead of time so you know what to expect. You're not surprised by any of the questions on your open binder exam or open book exam. Where to find everything? When you create a study plan, you know exactly what's going to be on the exam. You know exactly where to find things in your text. You know exactly what to look for as you are reading. So since you know where everything is, you're using your syllabus, you've highlighted, you've marked it up, you've interacted with the professor, you've made your notes. Now you have to compile that for that part of the exam that's coming up, not the stuff gone before. And sometimes professors are that tricky. So they'll have parts of previous exams on the current one, but just know exactly what's expected of you for that particular exam, so you can not waste time studying for future exams or past exams, but focus on the present one that you're expected to do well on. Number three, mark or flag important areas. Now, some textbooks are as boring as watching paint dry or just paint. With that said, make sure you highlight the sections that you deem important. The professor keeps saying something over and over and over, chances are he wants you to know that part. So pay attention to that when you're studying, when you're reviewing. Highlight sections of the book that you need to focus on. Circle those areas, make your personal notes. You know what? I'd go a step further, make a diagram, make a graphic, something that will help you pay attention to that, because even though it's open book, open binder, whether it's at home or in class, it maximizes your time when you know exactly where to go, when you know exactly what sections are for. Instead of you rereading something because you thought that you saw the definition of something in one area or the explanation of something in another, you would have already, because you've already previewed the chapters or you've reread the chapters, you already know what and where to find things. So it maximizes your time so you can spend that time thinking and writing or responding to whatever the questions were. And number four, the last one that I'm going to give you for this video, review the lecture notes. Look at the terms, look at the themes that the professor keeps hinting at. Now, even if the whatever the course is about, the professor might be leaning towards one major part of the course versus the others that's expected. For example, if it's a education funding course, the professor might focus more on funding colleges more than he would be focusing on funding public schools. So it just depends on the professor, but kind of get in tune to where the professor is always going in the discussions, the class lectures, and kind of focus your notes on that. Or if he says education secretary in his speeches, in his lectures several times, put like a number next to it so you know that that's something to focus in on when you're reading, something to focus in on. Okay, he kept bringing it up. Was he for this person or against this person? What was he thinking when he kept saying that? In our class discussion, we proposed this and then we talked about that, and that's where we started laughing and the course took a different turn. So pay attention to those, because that's where the professor will probably have a question about that particular class. Now, it won't be, what did we discuss in class when I was laughing? But it would probably be something that at that point it's important enough for you to remember and pay attention to, because there might be a question talking about that particular topic of discussion at the time. Hopefully those questions or those little tips kind of help you, because there will be an open binder, open book exam in your future. With that said, help yourself by prepping for it. And that's it for today, guys. I need you to go out there and be great. Use these tips and you will be